Hi folks, I'd like to welcome you back to the channel. My name is Eric and I'm a kidney warrior. On this channel we like to talk about the tools, planning, protocols, best practices, tips, techniques, the things you need in your arsenal in order to travel on your kidney journey in the most effective way. We like to talk about the importance of sharing your story, telling your story far and wide, and how that's going to serve as a motivator for you as well as others as they travel on their own kidney journey. We talk about the importance of building a solid kidney team. That team is going to consist of your friends, family, spouse, significant other, your parents, kids, siblings, neighbors, co-workers, strangers. Anyone who wants to root you on should definitely be in your corner. That team is also going to consist of your doctors and your nurses, technicians, dietitians, social worker, and support staff. All of these folks should come together on your behalf, team you, to help you accomplish what you're trying to accomplish as you travel on your kidney journey. Today I was in one of my Facebook groups. I belong to several groups that I contribute to from time to time, and other times I'm just reading and looking for ideas that come up in the fight against kidney disease and dialysis and transplant. There's a lot of people winning, getting transplants, having successful surgeries, getting the fistulas, removing the catheters, doing a lot of great things. There's also people having setbacks, learning how to problem solve and troubleshoot their way out of these problems, finding creative solutions, using their critical thinking skills, because that's what kidney disease gives to you. Because you're going to lose certain aspects of your former self. But out of that, it's going to come new things, new ways to solve problems, new, like I said, critical thinking. That's going to emerge out of those ruins, out of that rubble that was created by the fire-breathing dragon called kidney disease. Out of that rubble is going to emerge some new things that you'll love about yourself. So it's a gift and a curse in a way. So I wanted to address this post, and it reads, anyone have life insurance or final expense insurance? Can we as dialysis patients get it? Well, I tried to get life insurance, and I found it to be problematic because I was on dialysis. A lot of these insurance or life insurance companies, they like to advertise that they don't do any medical exams. But what they don't really put up front is that with the information they give you, they have access to databases that lets them know what kind of meds you're on, what kind of treatments you're currently doing, what systems are you in. They have access to that stuff. So yeah, a lot of these places don't have to do medical exams because they'll see that you're a dialysis patient, and 9 times out of 10, that'll automatically disqualify you from getting life insurance. Final expense insurance there may be some wiggle room there. I've read and I've heard that in some instances we may qualify for what they call graded insurance. Which means we're not going to qualify for insurance, it's going to diminish, it's going to diminish over time, or it's going to have limited benefits starting out, and the longer you live, the better the benefits, so to speak. And so let's, for example, if you get the insurance today and die in 6 months, they'll probably just return to you or your estate the premiums you've paid. They're not going to pay out the policy, because that kind of language is more than likely going to be in the policy itself. And I want to stop right here and say, I'm not an insurance professional by no means, no form, no shape. Not an insurance professional. But I've spoken to a few agents, and my most recent experience with an agent, I was all ready to buy. I was all ready to do my thing. Spoke to the guy and literally never heard back from him. Not an email, not a phone call, because I think he found out I was a dialysis patient. Plus, I'm on meds for high blood pressure. I'm not an ideal candidate, because what I think these companies do, and I'm just speculating to the highest degree, they look at, they have what they call actuary tables. And so they look at you, possibly your race or ethnicity, whatever ailment you have, based on the meds they know you're taking, because they have access to all these databases, and your age, and they calculate some numbers, and they spit out how long they think you're going to live. And when they couple that with the fact that you may be a dialysis patient, that number is not good. Because regardless of your age or your gender or your ethnicity, being a dialysis patient puts you in the high risk category immediately. Because as we've known and as we've read, dialysis patients just don't have a high or a long life expectancy. That's from data. And that's what these companies use. They use data. Think about it. If they never have to meet you in person, if they say, oh, no medical exam, if they never have to meet you in person, how do you think they're getting information? They're taking information from what you give them. And so whether you're perfectly honest or not honest at all, they say, okay, Mr. So-and-so, okay, Miss So-and-so, we're going to jump in the database and we're going to crunch some numbers. And we're going to figure out what medications you're on, your recent hospital stays, whatever ongoing medical treatments you receive, i.e. dialysis, and you may not be worth the risk, or the insurance, the premiums is going to be so high that no one on dialysis can afford it. Now, there are some exceptions to this. If you already had insurance, life insurance, before you got sick, you're grandfathered into your policy. If you've continued to make your premium payments, you're grandfathered in. If you had a policy since you were a kid, obviously, you're grandfathered in. I read some of these 11 answers, that a couple people mentioned that they had the life insurance since they were babies, so they're good. So that's a good thing. Where you may find some wiggle room would perhaps be through some accidental death and dismemberment insurance. That's where you may find some wiggle room. The acceptance threshold may be a little bit more lenient. They may not take your current dialysis status into consideration because it's a specific kind of insurance where you have to like die in an accident or you have to lose a limb for it to pay out. And so that's going to be scrutinized closely, I would imagine. Again, not an insurance professional. I've done a minimal amount of research for this video. I mean, the smallest research that could be done. So yeah, a minimal amount of research. And so that's what I wanted to talk about. That you could probably get the accidental death or dismemberment, and a great place to go for that would be probably through some kind of group or organization, or preferably if you belong to a credit union. Credit unions, that's probably one of their most advertised insurance products, unless they do any other types of insurance. But if you do an accidental death and dismemberment, that may be a loophole around that to get you some life insurance, some final expense insurance. Another way would be to save up, like go to your local, wherever you want your body to be handled, whoever you want your body to be handled by, go to those folks and say, hey, when I croak, I want you guys to come scoop me up, take care of my body, take care of the service. Can I start a payment plan? Start paying them $50 a month, $100 a month, whatever you can afford, whatever your budget will allow. Start doing that. That's another way you can do it. Another way, which is the way I'm leaning towards, I'm really grateful. I'll back up. As of this video, I'm a dialysis patient. But prior to this, I was a transplant patient. Prior to that, I was a dialysis patient. So, diagnosed, dialysis, transplant, dialysis. That's my ebbing and flowing, my roller coaster, my kidney warrior roller coaster. But what I'd like to do is pay my transplant hospital, pay it forward by actually donating my cadaver to their medical program. This is a meat suit, man. This is a meat suit. And what's that going to do? That's going to help them, carve me up and learn about this, the neck bone connected to the head bone. I don't know. But in some way, they have a program, and more than likely, your local university, if they have a medical program, they have something similar. And so this is definitely an option, donating your body to that medical program. There's also the option of donating your body to science. Now, that could be problematic in the sense that your body could be used as like target practice for the newest AKs or bazookas. Like you don't necessarily know what science means. Science and technology, research and development. Now, if you know you're donating to a specific university, a specific medical program, you know that you'll probably be carved up in some kind of way for the education and the advancement of current and future medical students. That'll be a thing. And more than likely that program at the conclusion of your usefulness to their program, they're going to cremate you and return you to your family. Now, all that stuff is something you have to start putting in place like practically right now. You want to make that perfectly clear to your loved ones. I want to go to XYZ University, to the medical hospital to contribute to their medical program. I don't want to be donated to science. Or you could just choose to, you don't want a traditional burial, you could be cremated. Like all that stuff can be worked out ahead of time so that you can kind of mitigate the need for any life insurance or final expense insurance. All that stuff, those costs can be greatly reduced. And I'm not going to mention what stuff costs because at the time when you're watching this video, that could be outdated. But definitely thinking about, or I like to donate my body, and that's something you may want to consider. Take the pressure off your family, take the pressure off your loved ones, make it perfectly clear what you want, and this is with whatever you choose. Just take the pressure off them, because the reality is Father Timers are defeated. So whether us as dialysis patients have the next day to live or the next some odd years to live, taking the pressure off our loved ones is just that, taking the pressure off them, showing that in their time of grief, they can have one less thing off of their plate because you've already thought ahead. You had the foresight to think ahead and help them out in that regard. Help them send you off with whatever wishes you want. And that way, you put it in writing, get it notarized. This is what I want. Give power of attorneys to whomever that applies to, so they can, make their moves and go from there. I will say though, this is all just me speculating. I've had a couple conversations with a couple of insurance agents, and I may have not spoken to the right ones. I may have not spoken to some real problem solvers. So what I would suggest is you add to your team. I talk about team a lot on this channel. Add to your team. Add an insurance expert to your team. A great liaison to that insurance expert, a person that could point you into the right direction, maybe another member of your team that you already have access to, which is your social worker. Your social worker may be a great liaison between you and some life insurance or final expense insurance professional, someone with expertise that could definitely point you in the right direction. Because again, I'm no expert. This video is for educational and entertainment purposes only. I gotta say that, because I'm like, well, Eric said. No, Eric didn't say that. Eric said this is what Eric has experienced. I want you to go out and get your own experience. I've just given you some stuff that may pop up. And so I just wanted to do this quick video, but definitely give some thought to reaching out to your local funeral home, setting up a payment plan for either burial or cremation. Consider accidental death or dismemberment insurance from your local credit union. And it's cheap. It's cheap because the parameters in which they'll pay out is lean. It's very, very slim. So the insurance itself isn't that expensive. Consider donating your body to the local medical university in your area. Or donating your body. Consider that. All of these are very viable options when it comes to getting around the need for life insurance and or final expense insurance, because it's going to be a tough road for us as dialysis patients to get what we've known to be life insurance and final expense insurance. It's not going to be a straight road like we would anticipate had we not had kidney disease or been a dialysis patient. Not going to be a straight line. So I like to wrap this video up by asking, what's your opinion on this? Maybe what I just said is, there's no facts in it. There's some facts in it, actually. Maybe what I said didn't paint the complete picture. I'll say that. So down in the comments, let me know, what are your thoughts on this? Do you have life insurance? Did you get it as a dialysis patient, though? Or did you have it prior to? Do you have final expense insurance? Where are you with that? Put that in the comments, please. In the description, I have a few links that I'd like for you to check out when you get a second. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you know of anybody who's traveling on their own kidney journey and would find value in this video or any video on this channel, please share it with them. I would love to have you as a subscriber, so please click the subscribe. Please click the subscribe button. Can't talk. And also click that notification bell so you're notified when I post new stuff. I really appreciate you guys stopping by. I've had fun making these videos, and I hope to see you on the next video. All right, bye-bye.